can you tell me, in your pivot to skincare, what are some of the most important components you've seen to add in to a daily regimen?
Do you mean externally or as far as diet?
Externally.
Okay. I think the most, so if we go to first principles, like what do we lose, what do we lack? Because really
Yes.
what we think of aging, especially in the skin, is the accumulation of unrepaired damage. That's really, if you think of what aging is, or how
Yep.
how our body experiences aging, it is every time there is damage and it is not being repaired.
Mm-hmm.
So the two most impactful molecules that you could have are the primary molecules for repair processes in the body, NAD, boosting NAD. And boosting NAD sounds easier than it is, but proper NAD, so NAD precursors, the ability to recycle NAD, and you can do that, by using nano-sized precursors. We at Young Goose use them. I'm sure other companies are going to find ways to do it as well. By now, other companies use adjacent molecules that are not that great, but I'm sure there will be companies doing that soon. That's number one. And there is a patent called Rejuve NAD that helps you recycle NAD. It's not our patent. We're actually working on integrating it into our skincare, and it's a pretty small Swiss manufacturer, so I don't actually know who else is using it.
Okay.
Maybe from this podcast, other companies are going to use it, but this is a good. These are two good pathways to kind of use. And the second, or maybe the most important, is autophagy. So for now, we know spermidine is incredible to trigger autophagy. To the extent, by the way, new research is going to come out showing that even in the DNA expression of autophagy, you need to have sufficient spermidine. So it's not only triggering autophagy, which is cellular recycling, the recycling of malfunctioning cells or their parts to newer cells. So it will affect, senescence. So NAD and spermidine together cover the entire gamut of the 12 hallmarks of aging.
Okay.
So these two are, in my opinion, the most important molecules you could apply on your skin. If you don't want to use our skincare, that's not why we started the company, to push it down everyone's throat. So if you don't want to do it, you want to take your NAD, NMN, or NR supplements, and if it's not in a condensed form tablet, if you just want to pour it into your cream and pour some spermidine into your cream and mix it together, not sure it's the best user experience, but you could do that. But in my opinion, these are the two most important. Yeah.
Do you say with cream because it's fat soluble?
Actually, so the NAD in and on its own is not fat soluble because it's not liposomal. If you have a liposomal version, yes, but it is carried well enough to, if you mix it immediately and you don't let it degrade, it is carried well enough to be absorbed. Spermidine, like a full spectrum spermidine, is fat soluble.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the synthetic versions are defatted, and they're not. That's a whole different story. Look for natural sources of spermidine, ones that are not. It's exactly like NAD. You want actually the precursors.
Yeah.
So the real impactful molecules are ones that turn into spermidine, not necessarily spermidine.
So I'll ask you only because I'm sure there's going to be people who have
Yeah.
never heard of NAD
Mm-hmm.
and never heard of spermidine. So if we just 30 seconds,
Mm-hmm.
nicotine adenosine dinucleotide.
Nicotinamide adenosine dinucleotide.
I was close.
Yeah.
Give me the elevator pitch on why NAD is important and why we need it for anti-aging.
The currency of repair in the body. That's what it is.
Okay.
I take it away from you, you're dead in 30 seconds. NAD is. So it is what helps us create energy. It allows energy creation, and 600 repair processes in the body, all the repair processes, rely on NAD as a coenzyme, not even for the energy part, as a potentiator. They won't work if they don't have enough NAD. That includes DNA repair, that includes everything. That's NAD. Spermidine is a fasting mimetic. It tricks cells to think you're fasting. And we know that when you're fasting, cells, instead of like going crazy and splitting and making mistakes, they go back and they fix what's wrong. They recycle malfunctioning parts. If the cell isn't functioning correctly, the body can recognize it. And what is autophagy? Self-eating. It can kind of recycle it. So these two together are the currency and the potential repair, and the trigger for recycling and repair. So
yeah, it's such great information. The NAD conversation has been around